Today I'm going to talk about the running backs I'm actually interested in Dynasty. I've been making a lot of videos about running backs in Dynasty lately, and in every one I have to say, but ultimately I'm not really making those moves in my league, because that's not how I build most of my teams, and it's not the places I find potential to win while still trying to add value just based on who I'm mostly playing in. For that reason, I'm mostly interested in the running backs that make the value list on my running back on my Dynasty trade target list that I maintain for Patreon and the Pahowdy ranks sheet, as well as some other things, because that's just the way I find the best way to play in my leagues. Your mileage will vary. You have to know how to play in your league. I can't do that for you. If you want individual advice about a particular league or a particular trade, I really do recommend you check out the Dynasty Grind. That happens every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me, Dynasty Outhouse, Zach Reed, we're just out here talking about Dynasty every week. But these are the running backs that are actually mostly I have my eye on for later in the offseason. After they dodge the draft, I'll be more interested in trading for. Running backs, I think, I'm much more confident are going to score points in 2022, and I think there might be a slight value on them, but it's going to get an increasingly slim line as we get closer to August and people get more interested in looking at starting rosters. And that's Leonard Fournette, Josh Jacobs, and Ezekiel Elliott. Recently tried to make a trade offer for Ezekiel Elliott because did you know Chase Edmonds is not that much less than Ezekiel Elliott if you add a high third round pick according to Keep Trade Cut? They didn't accept it. Anyway, all three I think are very likely to score good fantasy points minimum in 2022. I think Josh Jacobs is going to repeat in the top 12. I think Ezekiel Elliott easily has the potential to produce top 12 numbers, at least for while he's healthy, because running backs do have a higher injury risk, and that risk gets increasingly, for me, concerning as their career progresses. But he's definitely not old or incapable of doing it, which is usually the narrative around running back. Same is true for Leonard Fournette, but Leonard Fournette's going to be locked in. If you wait to make a move on Leonard Fournette, I think by the time redrafters start ranking, drafting, and talking about what these dynasty fools have been doing all offseason while we were off having lives, it's going to get a lot harder to draft or trade for Leonard Fournette. He's going to be a projected top 12 running back in 2022, and if no one in your league has caught on to that yet, I think he's someone I would send an offer on right now. Because in dynasty leagues, even that top 12 potential, everyone knows it disappears the minute he either gets some company in that backfield, which he probably won't, or gets a toe injury, or the season ends. Like, there's going to be no value in Leonard Fournette the minute Tom Brady isn't leading Tampa Bay Buccaneers to another Super Bowl, and if at some point during the season the team struggles at all, which can happen even with Tom Brady, there's a very much a ticking clock on that potential. The other tier are players who are being drafted outside the top 24. We do not like them. We are very disappointed, and we are not projecting them in the top 12 for 2022, but I think the reaction has been too strong. Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Darrell Henderson. Yay, there's a list of names of running backs you really wanted to hear about right now. Yeah, they're all outside the top 24, and running back 2s are overvalued in Dynasty, but running back 2s that are worth less than a running back 2 are my bread and butter. It's why I'm competitive even when I'm not winning. It's why I'm competitive even when I'm not competing, because running back 2s are actually fairly easy to buy, and it's why running back 2s have too much value in Dynasty. These guys do not cost much. You do not pay a first-round pick or a future first-round pick for any of them. You try and make up a trade that might feel something like a first-round value, but I'm not putting a first-round pick in any of them. If that's what the person in your league wants, on to the next one, I guess. But literally none of them are ranked inside the top 24. Cam Akers is awesome. This was not more Cam Akers trade, but I have the same concern I have with Cam Akers as before his injury for last season. He's in more of a shared backfield than people want to recognize, even though he's going to be great in it and do lots of wonderful things, just like J.K. Dobbins. But Darrell Henderson can pick up the receiving work. Darrell Henderson has a bit of a draft run. He has a bit of a risk around the draft. Someone else could take up that share, but I think the Rams have been pretty consistent in the way they want to play that position. Cam Akers is definitely the stud in that backfield and is rightfully valued where he is in Dynasty. But I think there's secondary value in that running back backfield, and I think right now, my best guess is Darrell Henderson. We're paying a second or less, remember. We're not packaging for Darrell Henderson. I might trade a mid to late second for Darrell Henderson. Trade mid to late second value for Darrell Henderson. Yeah, that's my value list at running back. That's who I have my eye on for 2022. A stud running back core. But remember, 3 of those guys are likely to finish in the top 12, and the fact that it doesn't sound like a stud list is why they tend to be, this is the list I ended up looking at. I don't have the value or the moves or the intention of drafting running backs early in rookie drafts, and so that's kind of the list I'm mostly shopping for. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know who I'm missing. Ask me on the Dynasty Grind or in the comments below if you could like, share, leave a comment. Do any of those or all of them if you're feeling crazy. I mean, that would just be crazy. It really helped me out. Really appreciate it. Look at me. I need help. Come on. Clearly. I'd appreciate any help I can get. But yeah, love to talk to you about some Dynasty sometime. Outside of that, thanks very much for checking it out, and I will see you in the next one.
Do you have the time to listen to me grind? Take down the film watchers and nerds all at once.
Hey everyone, so I keep looking for ways to thank my Patreons outside of, constantly saying it in the Discord and in Patreon DMs, and I saw someone else on YouTube do it this way, so I thought I'd try it. Now, where I'm making fairly regular videos, at least 4 a month, and the Patreon numbers for me go up and down fairly regularly, and we're already in the 300s. This might be a bad idea, but I thought we'd try it as like a credit scene for videos, as the names that my Patreons prefer to go by on Patreon slowly scroll past. If you want your name to slowly scroll past on a black background in white text, then it's pretty easy to get, right? Click on the link, go to Patreon, donate $1. But no, for real, I just really want to thank my patrons. They're the reason I get to keep doing this, and it's just really humbling and incredibly gratifying that you're all supporting me, and sincerely, thank you very much. Everyone on this list, hope to see you in the Discord streets more and more, especially as the draft gets closer. This list is probably going to have to be updated fairly regularly, where we do go up and down and consistently up. Actually, it's really kind of crazy, and I love you all for it. And yeah, we'll keep updating this list if this works out. But yeah, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I am one of those skeptical of status quo, lazy and to the bone, no doubt about it.